faculty of the university, young rising youth of Pakistan, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. It is indeed a pleasure to be here at this August gathering of stars, of youth icons, of people who truly represent our country. And whenever I meet the youth of Pakistan, my belief in this country solidifies, and I am then more confident that whoever obviously sells this narrative that Pakistan is a country which has defaulted, or Pakistan is a country which has no future, or the youth should maybe leave Pakistan, or Pakistan is a country which has no potential. So when I see the youth of Pakistan, and when I see their talents, when I see their potential, when I see the promise in their eyes, when I see their spark, when I see their accomplishments, then I realize that whoever says this is not a friend of Pakistan, but they're an enemy of Pakistan. The Honorable State Secretary said that probably the gathering has been waiting for me, but the time communicated to me was 12 p.m. and I was here at 12. So just to clear to the audience, so just I wanted to clarify. Another thing is that Pakistan is a country with great potential. I formed an NGO about 4 or 5 years ago named the Sitara Hilal Foundation. And the purpose of this NGO, this organization, was to promote patriotism in the youth of the country. The main focus was to ensure that the youth has a spirit of sacrifice in them. The youth has a spirit of service to the nation. The youth works hard and believes in the future of our country. We acknowledge the efforts made by the founding fathers and the sacrifices made by the people who helped in reaching independence. So this is something which you must all know and acknowledge, that Pakistan has given us our identity. It has given us everything that we could have ever dreamed or wished for. And if we don't thank the country, and if we don't acknowledge it for whatever it has given us, then even Allah gets upset with the thankless. And He says that when you thank me, then I give you more. So this is something which we all must remember, which we all must acknowledge, knowing that Pakistan is a country where you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. It is a country where you can be whatever you want to be. It is a country where even your wildest imaginations can come true. They say and they talk about the American dream. We have heard of this term in Western literature, movies, the American dream. Someone went there and they got successful. But there are millions and millions of Pakistani dreams, and you should believe, and we as Pakistanis should believe in the Pakistani dreams. Standing here today in front of all of you, I do, in a way, represent the youth. Last year I made this intention that I will personally dedicate my life for the youth of Pakistan. And about 8 years ago, I joined our educational organization. We have schools, colleges, universities. We teach 100,000 students all across the country. We have given about 9 billion rupees in scholarships to about 20,000 individuals. So whenever I see this idea, this notion that what is that one thing which can change our destiny, and then obviously we know it is the youth, but the main thing is education. So if you have education, if you are educated, if you have the knowledge, if you have the skill, if you have the right attitude, if you have the right intention, and if you have the will, then you will surely become successful and you will change the destiny of the country. Even our great poet Iqbal said, मोहब्बत मुझे उन जवानों से है, मोहब्बत मुझे उन जवानों से है, सितारों पे जो डालते हैं कमर. So if you look at his vision, and he said in another poem of his, he said, जवानों को पीरों का उस्ताद कर. And if you look at the national landscape, the youth are not represented. They are not given the right opportunities. They are not given the education they should be given. They are not given the facilitation they should be given. They don't have, their due share in the national spectrum. So what we all must do, we should make sure that the people in power, that the people who matter, they acknowledge the youth, they value us, and they know our importance, and they should know our power. I was speaking to someone in Islamabad the other day, and there was an opportunity, and this person was very experienced and aged, and he was saying that, this person in this position, I think it is being too ambitious. So I told him that look at giving opportunities to youth in a positive way. Who will represent 65% of the population? If you ask this question to yourself, who represents you? 65% of the population of Pakistan is under the age of 35. The new census says that Pakistan is now 240 million. So 65% of that is about 150 million. 15 crore log. They are of your age. So who represents them? It is only you who can move forward. It is only you who has to fight for your rights. It is only you who have to make sure that you are represented properly. And the people who are in power or people who are in position of privilege, they should acknowledge you. They should know that you are ready to take charge of the future and of this country. I also have a written speech, so I will see whatever is to be communicated. It is indeed a great honor for me to be invited as the chief guest at this magnificent event. I commend the Opportunity Club, the organizing committee, and Bahria University for their efforts and assure you that this event was a success in every way possible. The organizers deserve a round of applause for setting up an impressive number of speakers and commentators. That's all to you. Each of the topics discussed today are extremely relevant to the time we are living in. And we need to address each of the issues highlighted here collectively as a nation if we are to prosper as a unit. As we approach the International Youth Day, our Independence Day soon after, we must accept the needs of Pakistani youth are changing. Technology, internet and digitization has revolutionized knowledge sharing and knowledge gathering. And the youngsters of today are not merely looking for sources of livelihood, they are looking for meaning. Youngsters today not only want to be at the top in the professional sphere, they also nurture a renewed desire to do good that transcends personal gains. I know this because we recently launched a volunteer program through the local government ministry. And I will talk a bit about this. The responsibility and experience I had at the local government department, we took some initiatives, we did some great things. I will tell you about them. One of the things that we did is the volunteers of local government program. We realized that the youth is not heard of. They are not heard. They are not, their voice is not heard. They are not where they should be. So we launched this program knowing this, and then we asked youth from all across Punjab to register with us. And you will not believe it that in 2 weeks' time, we registered 10,000 individuals from so we registered 10,000 youth from all across the province. And we held this seminar at the Alhambra complex. We met people who were very affluent. We met people who had traveled on public transport. We met individuals who had studied abroad. I met a lady who was differently abled, and they all became volunteers of local government. Local government basically gives you all your basic services. If there is a cleanliness issue, if there is water in your street, if your street light is not working, if you need a death, birth, marriage certificate, if you need to get your maps passed by the TMA, so any basic service that you see in your community is provided by the local government. So we wanted to engage the youth through this initiative, and we wanted them to give us insights, and we wanted them to give us feedback so we could run local government in the best way possible. And I was extremely astonished to see the response that 10,000 youth from all across the province, from Murray till Rajanpur, registered in this initiative. Another thing that we did, I spoke about will, I spoke about intent. Another thing that we did was the auction of the cattle markets. The cattle markets also come under local government. In the previous year, they were auctioned at 3.66 billion rupees. 3.66 billion rupees. When the CEO came to me, I told him that we will do it in a transparent way, we will do it with pure intentions, and inshallah, Allah will give us success. I told him to put the reserve price at the last year's going rate. I told him to put the reserve price at the last year's going rate. And the CEO told me that this auction will fail, and half of the markets, half of the 118 markets all across Punjab will not go, and then this will result in a huge investment. I replied to him, I said, you at a top hotel, not in your office, at maybe PC or Nishad. Number two, this should be live streamed on social media and also on leading TV channels. Can you imagine the auction which got 3.66 billion rupees, the price rose to 5.7 billion rupees. So if you have the will and if you work with the right intent, then Allah gives you success. So this 2 billion rupees will obviously be spent on the welfare of the people of Punjab. Another initiative that we did was restructuring of the Lahore Waste Management Company. If you look at the Lahore Waste Management Company, it is responsible for all cleanliness in the city of Lahore. And it has a fleet of hundreds of vehicles, and you may have seen these people also working in a yellow uniform. Has anyone seen the Lahore Waste Management Company or truck and the UMC?
Yes, very much.
So we sat with them and we told them to restructure their operations. And anyone in the hall that I met told me that he could then see the trucks moving, the yellow trucks with the lights, and he could see the staff because there is attention being given to this department from the top. But the biggest thing is that despite and in addition to the fact that cleanliness improved, we saved 100 million rupees per month. So, this is a two-pronged success. One, you improve governance and delivery and execution, and number two, you also save money. So then I again go back to my point that if we have the right intent and right will, then Allah gives us success. Another initiative that we took, Punjab government gives 1,750,000 birth certificates every year. Has anyone ever had the opportunity to go and get one from the local UC or? So if you go, they will ask you for mithai. And the rate of mithai starts at 2,000 and goes up to 8,000 rupees. And this is very unfortunate and very sad. Because a country which is Pakistan, land of the pure, you cannot even get a birth certificate without giving mithai. Let's take the rate at 2,000 rupees. And let's say we have 1.7 million certificates to issue. That means the people of Punjab, you and me, we pay 370 crore rupees just to get a birth certificate. So when I looked at it, I was absolutely, astonished and upset. I called PITB, I called Dadra, and I told them to digitize the process within 4 weeks. Inshallah, in the next couple of weeks, you will see that sitting at home, you will upload the documents via WhatsApp, and on your phone, you will get the certificate. I will share another initiative that we took. We know that the common man faces a lot of issues in getting his work done from the local administration and from the local government departments. So we have launched this helpline named 1198 Aapki Bahria helpline. And now if you have any issue regarding cleanliness, regarding street lights, let's say a stray dog comes in your street. If you are not getting your certificate issued, if you are not getting your plans approved, if there's anything, cleanliness issue, anything, you don't have to go to office. You don't have to, जैसे कहते हैं मिन्नत आपने किसी की नहीं करनी. You just have to pick up your phone. You have to dial 1198, and the people in the office will run after your complaint, and they will ensure that you get your public service delivery. 1198 up Bahria. So these are some of the initiatives that we took, and I am sharing these not to obviously boast or tell what has been done, because we have no political mandate. We have no political interest. Our only interest is to make sure that governance improves. Our only interest is to make sure that the youth get facilitated. Our only interest is to ensure that the poor start living a better life. And our only interest is to ensure that people who are in pain, their pain lessens a bit. So this is what is possible in a few months' time if you have the will and the intent. And age is just a number. I say this very often, and I say this all the time. Do not underestimate yourself, but you should overestimate yourself. If you see yourself like Iqbal's Shaheen, soaring high above the mountains in the skies, only then you will reach there. If you think of yourself as someone who is walking like an ant, crawling like an ant on the floor, then you will remain there. So my age, I will tell you, it is a big secret. Everyone asks me what is your age. You are running now 3 government portfolios, one of the biggest portfolios. So my age, I am 31. I am running 3 government portfolios. I am running Punjab's transport department. So everything under transport, all your public transport, your routes, your couriers, your logistic companies, your public transport, orange line, metro buses, all these come under my department. I am running livestock and dairy. So your poultry sector, your meat sector, your dairy sector, 75% of our agriculture is livestock. This is a huge area in which Pakistan has potential. Thirdly, I am running mines and minerals. Pakistan and just Punjab, I think at least has $4 trillion of minerals which is beneath the surface. So, and those minerals, we have iron ore, we can make our own steel, we have limestone, we can make our cement. We have salt, we have the largest deposit of salt in the world. Then we have copper. Inshallah, in the next few years, Pakistan is going to be the second largest producer of copper. And copper, as you all know, is in huge demand because of digitization, because of electrification, because of everything is now being digital. So we are going to be the second largest producer of copper in the world. And then if you go north, you will find semi-precious and precious jewels. If you go south, you will see we have natural gas, we have oil. And all these minerals are waiting for our youth. They are inviting you that come and take advantage of us and take this country forward. Play a part in the country's economic development. Play a part in the country's progress. So Pakistan, has been given a lot of, we say, blessings of Allah, assets, neematein. But the biggest asset is our youth. And you can only take the country forward. And you have to work hard. And you, with the right intent and with the right will, can make anything possible. Thank you very much. I want to good luck. Pakistan is